For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to the Chelsea Career Mode. It's episode number 38. We start with Capital One Cup commitments. Again, starting a bit of a youth side, and we'll start with some team.
Two changes for Chelsea today.
Diego Lopez starts in goal. Aymeric Laporte plays with Kurt Zouma in central defence. Lucas Piazon starts with Victor Moses in the wide positions. In attack, Wilfried Bony starts. He scored a hat-trick in the last game. This is the Burnley lineup. Alex Chisak plays in goal. Michael Kitely starts. He was man of the match in his last game. In attack, Sam Vokes starts up with Danny Ings.
So again, putting my faith in the youngsters that have gotten us this far already, or at least the squad that, or the players in the squad that aren't necessarily anywhere near the first team, like Victor Moses, etc. But we actually got off to a really poor start, and they got off to a fantastic start. It's a wonderful free kick from Stephen Reid. I didn't know he had that in his luck. I didn't know Stephen Reid could take decent free kicks, and apparently I have now been shown that he can, and in quite dramatic fashion. It was a really good set piece. Dips just as it gets in front of the goalkeeper as well. Diego Lopez, absolutely no chance, but Posha has the chance to do the same at the other end, although it clips off the top of the wall, unfortunately, and goes over the top of the bar. Actually, Posha, our young 16-year-old 5-star skiller youth player, has scored in all of the Capital One Cup rounds that he's played in so far. We're hoping that he was going to get a goal in this one today, because we need at least one, but Chisak was determined not to let us score there. Great save down low to his left-hand side to keep the header out. Scott Ifield whips in a good ball here, and I didn't attempt to win the header with the defender because I assumed, clearly to my misjudgment, that the goalkeeper was going to come and claim that and just catch it. I'm so used to Courtois coming out and just claiming crosses like that I just let Diego Lopez do it, and he just, I don't know what he does, he just kind of ducks underneath it. So out of nowhere we find ourselves 2-0 down, and we're really up against it now. Obviously we're not starting the strongest of sides, but I want to give these specific players the chance to get some first team football, so it's down to them to get us back in it, and we actually get ourselves halfway there with a rather weird goal from Junior Malanda, drilled across by Victor Moses, and then I guess to kind of counteract the goalkeeping error we had at the one end, their goalkeeper spills it, Chisak, after making the great save earlier on, and we stay at we go to 2-1, and then we almost make it 2-2 there. Actually was supposed to be a fake shot with Wilfried Bony, but I missed the second button, and he just took the shot and it rifled back off the bar. Would have been an absolutely spectacular goal, and then he does really well here to get past 3 or 4 different defenders before Chisak makes just the most incredible save I've ever seen. Diving backwards, the ball is practically already past him by the time he shoves a palm at it, and he keeps it out. We stay at 2-1. So made 2 changes, trying to freshen things up. In fact, Marco Marin came on for, I think, his first appearance of the season. I may have brought him on in pre-season if memory serves correctly, but again, unfortunately, another header lets us down. Junior Malanda was the man underneath it this time. I told him to, or at least I felt like I told him to, move forward, attack the ball and clear it with his head, and their attacker ran towards it and attacked the ball to clear it with his head. You see Junior Malanda just stood behind him and then just jumps, just doesn't go with him. You see the attacker move forward, take a couple of paces and run and jump at the ball. Malanda just stands behind him, hops up and down, and doesn't make any attempt to get on the end of it. So that makes it 3-1. We do get one back here through Marco Marin though, with just over 10 minutes to go, immediately picking the ball up to try and race away up the other end to get ourselves back on level terms if we possibly could. Marin there with a really tidy finish. Actually, it was a nicely worked move in all fairness. Diego Costa came onto the pitch, does really well to get past one, and then the last gasp block by Da Costa stops the Spaniard from getting it into the back of the net, but we've still got chance for one more attempt on goal. Costa takes it round one, takes it round 2, gets tackled. Malanda breaks into the box, and another last gasp block by Da Costa stops us from scoring, and we're out of the cup. An unexpected result at home against Burnley, but clearly this was as far as that particular group of underrated or underplayed players could take me. We definitely had chances enough to win it. As you can see here, 10 shots, all of which were on target, but they were all either saved or blocked masterfully by a goalkeeper or a flying leg from a defender, most notably Da Costa there with those last 2. So unfortunate to go out, but I guess we just have to take it on the chin, and we'll bounce back, hopefully, possibly in the Premier League against QPR at home again. So here's some team news to start us off.
Here's the Chelsea lineup.
Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Sergio Ramos plays with Gary Cahill in central defence. Nemanja Matic plays with Ramirez in the centre of the park. Loic Remy is the main striker today.
Stronger lineup for this one then, although I did give Marco Marin a start now in that cam role, just because he did well when he came off the bench in the previous game, so I felt he'd earned a spot in this starting lineup, and he was going to have the first chance of the game. Although it wasn't necessarily a good chance, he just kind of slotted that straight down the goalkeeper's throat. But what a save from the man in between the sticks there from the free kick. Expertly whipped by Ricardo Rodriguez, I think it was, the left-back, having that free kick. But the goalkeeper, again, it's similar to the Chisak save in the previous game. Ball was almost past him by the time that he made the save, but it didn't matter because a few minutes later, Loic Remy went ahead and scored against his former team, tidily slotting it around the goalkeeper this time, and he wasn't able to get on the end of it with a last gasp. Seems to be the phrase of the day, doesn't it? I may even call the episode Last Gasp or something like that. But what a header from Leroy Fer. Nothing that Thibaut Courtois could do about that one. Again, it was a bit of poor defending when it comes to challenging for the ball in the air. Ramirez just kind of jumped away from the ball when trying to head it. So I made a couple of changes. Oscar and Hulk coming on here, as you can see, for Marco Marin and Willian, I think I took off. I can't remember. It may even have been Schürrle, but Ramirez plays through Oscar here. Takes it past one, and then he's going to put in a nice little turn here, take it past the same man again, and for a third time. And then, just as I go to put the ball into the back of the net, another last gasp diving block from the defender means that we don't get a winner and we end 1-1. So many times in this episode we've gone on great runs and put together beautiful moves, only to be let down by the final shot or final pass. So frustrating. So out of the Capital One Cup, a draw at home against QPR. We need all 3 points against Atletico. As you can see, we currently sit joint top with Schalke, thanks to yesterday's 2-2 draw. Atleti sit third. Here's your team news.
The Atletico Madrid lineup. Miranda starts with Diego Godin as the centre-backs. Arda Turan starts. He's back from suspension. In attack, Mario Mandzukic partners up with Alessio Cerci. Here's the Chelsea lineup. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Ricardo Rodriguez starts with Carvajal in the full-back positions. Eden Hazard starts with Hulk on the flanks. Diego Costa is the lone striker today.
We can't seem to get away from Atletico Madrid this year. We had them in a pre-season friendly in the first one, actually, I think it was, where we unfortunately lost 1-0, and then we played them in the opening game of the Champions League where we won 1-0, so we're hoping for a similar outcome in this one. They're playing Asmir Begovic in between the sticks, so definitely a goalkeeper that we should be quite familiar with thanks to his time at Stoke, obviously, but Cerci gets them off to a great start. We had the opening chance, but they had the opening goal, 1-0 after 6 minutes, thanks to the Italian. Really tidy slotted through ball there to get it to him, and a beautiful finish off the post. So we're 1-0 down, and considering both games previous to this against Atleti had finished 1-0, I wasn't necessarily overly hopeful of what was going to happen for the rest of the game, but we're going to try and get ourselves back on level terms here. Beautiful move again, similar to theirs actually. The ball threaded through by the attacker through a gap between two defenders to a man breaking into the box. Hazard this time didn't use the woodwork as Alessio Cerci did, but turned inside and slotted it underneath the goalkeeper into the back of the net. So for the first time in 3 attempts, there's been more than one goal in a game against Atletico Madrid while we're here at Chelsea. It's 1-1, but we're going to catch them on a counter-attack here actually from their initial chance at the other end. Hazard turns inside really nicely, plays in Costa, is just about going to get around the defender there, races in, but that final touch was too heavy. I wanted to take it one step further on and then commit the goalkeeper so I could put it underneath him as he was on his way to ground, but the touch was so heavy that the goalkeeper just beat me to it. But Oscar, man free at the back post, and Begovic somehow manages to push that over the top of the bar to stop us from taking a lead. So I made a change. Ramirez coming on for the ever-tiring Nemanja Matic, having played a few games in concession is the word I'm looking for. And Hulk, another man free at the back post, and it's Oscar again, but this time we can't quite get on the end of that one either. The defender comes across and heads it away, but we do get the corner, in it comes, and this time Oscar does get his chance and his goal. That makes it 2-1 in the 73rd minute. Finally, we're in front after going 1-0 down in the early stages, and we still weren't done. They pushed for an equaliser, and we found spaces in behind them. Oscar involved again, as you can see. Hazard, so much space. First touch was terrible, though. The shot was well saved by Begovic, but unfortunately for him, it only fell as far as former Atleti player Diego Costa, who doesn't care about celebrating wildly in front of his former fans, and we have a 3-1 lead with just 5 minutes to go. And in fact, they still pushed, we still found the space in behind, and we're still going to create some chances. Costa involved again into Ramirez here, turns it around Gabby, and then tidily slots it into the bottom corner to actually make it 4-1 for the final score. We may not have deserved such a large scoreline, but 4-1 is the final result. So that's a 4-1 win against Atleti and a 5-1 win against Spartak Moscow in both the away games so far this year. Really weird. Didn't expect that, to be completely honest, going into this group. But we now sit top of the group on 10 points. We also sit third in the Premier League after 10 games. 5 games won, 5 games drawn, still undefeated. And again, still Southampton, the only other side to remain undefeated as well. We just need to start turning those draws into wins, which I have a feeling, if I could put together a bit of form, because we seem to be scoring goals quite nicely. It's just those odd defensive mistakes that I can't quite seem to get out of my system just yet. But we are making more opportunities, and it was the last GASP defending in the opening 2 games that was the only reason why we didn't score numerous goals in both of those as well. So clearly we're doing the right things offensively. I just need a little tweak defensively, but things are coming together. Clearly we're still unbeaten, so it's not going horribly wrong. But obviously we're now out in the Capital One Cup, but it's not necessarily a competition I'm overly fussed about, competing all the way to the end. In actual fact, it might help with fixture congestion towards the end of the year to actually not be involved in that competition. So although of course it was a perfect opportunity for some of the youngsters and the fringe players to get some first team football, but still, unfortunately for them, they couldn't do the business, or I couldn't do the business with them, and we're out of that competition. But still doing okay in the Barclays Premier League, 3 points behind Manchester United and 1 point behind Spurs. So we actually play Spurs in the next episode as well. Actually, big episode tomorrow. Spurs and Manchester City in the same episode. It's a huge one. So be sure to come back for that tomorrow. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, so that you don't miss out on that video tomorrow. Of course, later on tonight you'll have a My Player episode in which the transfer decision is, well, decided. You guys voted on it, and of course I will inform you of that decision in tonight's episode, so be sure to stick around for that. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Check the description for links to social media, whether that be Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, and of course to g2a.com and UFIFA as well, should you need any Xbox/PSN codes or Ultimate Team coins respectively. But for now, that's all for Thursday afternoon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.